You already know what time it is. It's Modelo time.
It's the kind of beat to go.
You already know it's no games with the Apple Watch Series 4. The Series 4 just looks jaw-dropping, man. And not only does it look jaw-dropping, but I think this is the biggest leap forward for the Apple Watch Apple has ever done. So I have unboxed the Apple Watch Series 4 before. Obviously, as you can see, my box is pretty beaten up, but just ignore that. It's actually quite different. With prior generations, we would have in this kind of like square box for the stainless steel version. So now we just kind of have a rectangular box, and you'll see that everything is already packaged inside. So we have the Apple Watch logo, and all we have back here is some regulatory information as well as which model you have. So I got the gold stainless steel and these tabs to unbox. So what we're going to do is lift these up, and we're going to be presented with two different boxes. So we are going to have some designs of the several bands, obviously, that you can get for your Apple Watch. Here we're going to have the actual watch itself and the band that it comes with. So let's go ahead and actually open the box for the Apple Watch itself. Just pop it right out, and here you're presented with your Apple Watch itself in its own little microfiber soft carrying case. So we're gonna set that off to the side right now and see what else we get inside. Here we're gonna have our documentation. So this is actually going to give you some info on how to pair your watch, how to use it, instructions on the digital crown, how to remove bands, and also to update it to the newest OS. So you're going to have some instructions there. Then we're going to have our regulatory and warranty information, so nothing new there. Up next in the box, we do have our 5-watt power adapter. Everyone should already know that I'm not a big fan of these. This is really unacceptable. I guess for the Apple Watch, it's okay, but really they need to bump these up just slightly. And we are going to have our actual magnetic charging puck. Now, the good thing about this one, since this is a stainless steel version, you're going to notice that stainless steel ring around it. So if you were to get a sport model, this would be an all plastic puck. So since this is the stainless steel version, you get the stainless steel backing, which I think is a nice little detail. But that's not what we came here for, yo. We came here for the Apple Watch Series 4. And so this is just going to be nestled in. I mean, just very carefully just push it out, and there you go. So obviously, since I've unboxed this before, it asks for my passcode. But we are going to have our new 44mm screen, and the edges are much more curved now, as you'll probably notice. So now you'll be able to use a lot more complications on your watch face, kind of like so. So we have temperature, battery, air quality index, and then I have my activity back here. On the right, we're going to have our new touch capacitive digital crown. So whenever you twist this, you're actually going to notice some haptic feedback. Right there in the middle, we're going to have a microphone, and this is kind of like your home button, and so that will just get you in and out of menus. On the top and bottom, we have where our bands are actually going to go in, and there is some regulatory information, if I can get the right lighting, right there. On the back is where we're going to see our biggest difference. So I was actually a bit surprised about this. So as you can see, the gold finish just stops, and that's because the whole back is black ceramic, and that's going to be the case on all of the models. You're going to have your optical heart sensor, as well as a lot of electrodes here to take advantage of the ECG feature. As well, you're going to have all that branding going around. Apple Watch Series 4, 44mm, just tells you what kind of watch you got. And lastly, over here on the side, we have our much more improved speakers. I think they're twice as loud as the previous generation, so having phone calls on your Apple Watch is going to be slightly better. And then lastly, we are also going to get bundled in with our Apple Watch band, and so we've unboxed some of these before. This is the sport band. You know, it's your typical unboxing for your bands. It's really simple. You just take them out. I like using the smaller band, and so all you do is connect it here, simple like that. And now we're ready to go. Alright, look, this is the biggest redesign to the Apple Watch yet. For almost 5 years, we have had the same boring square looking Apple Watch. Apple tried to hype up the mix and throw in a red dot last year, but that made the watch look even worse in my opinion. Now, the Apple Watch has a bigger screen on both the 44mm and 40mm, but the corners have now also been rounded, which I am a huge fan of and makes the watch look even bigger. Now, one of the things I was terrified was going to happen I was afraid Apple was going to use different bands with the new sizes. My heart sank when they unveiled the Apple Watch, not only because of how gorgeous the watch looks, but I was waiting to punch Tim Cook in the gut when they were to say old watch bands not compatible with Series 4. But thankfully that never came to fruition, and thank God. I think I actually knelt down that day and thank God for real. Do you have any idea how much I've spent on watch bands? More than I should, to be honest. This isn't something I'm proud of. I should have used this money to invest in the stock market, open a savings account, or heck, give that money to my mom so she can open a bank account. But I mean, hey, stunt game goes too hard. You gotta be matching them bands with your Nike outfits for the gym, and mandatory have to match your band to your phone case. What can I say, bro? Grind don't stop. So moving on to improvements. Now this is where most people will be pleased. Last generation, the Series 3, honestly didn't see too many upgrades. Yeah, you got your slightly faster chipset, which is kind of mandatory when going from one gen to the next, but by far the hallmark feature of last year's model was cellular connectivity, which equates to the most useless on earth. Look, bruh, hear me out before you start hating in the comment section. Like the Apple fan I am, I was ecstatic to hear that I won't need my watch and can rely heavily on my watch instead of my phone. On paper it sounds amazing, but in practice not so much. I thought I was going to part ways with my phone, but it has yet to happen. Now here in the US, I thought the service was going to be free, but nah! It's $10 a month added to your cell phone plan, so that already was a bummer. So in a year, I spent about $120, and I checked my usage on the watch, and I was like 500 megabytes of usage in the past 5 months or so. Like, the instances are extremely rare when I don't have my phone on me, period. Fact of the matter is, there are some people who will definitely love that cellular connectivity, but believe me, I never really use it, and it just blew my money. Plus, not only that, it's just there aren't too many good apps right now to take advantage of it. The Apple Watch used to have an Instagram and Twitter app, but have since been removed. To me, it wasn't worth it. So think real hard before you get the cellular models. Speaking of models, this is the Series 4 review, not the Series 3. Let's look at what Apple improved upon on the new gen watch, shall we? First, and the most obvious improvement, are the screen sizes. Now, a couple millimeters doesn't sound like a lot, and really it isn't, but on a watch it makes an enormous difference. Check me out. We go from a 40mm display to a 44mm display, and the smaller version jumps up from 38mm to 40mm. In terms of screen real estate, we're going from 759 square millimeters of display area on the larger model, and going from 563mm to 740 square millimeters of display on the smaller one. In terms of screen real estate, on both models, it'll actually equate to about an extra 30%. So that's already incredible. The Series 4 base model starts out at $399 for an aluminum non-LTE 40mm watch, and the Series 3 now starts at $279 for an aluminum non-LTE 38mm. The Series 3 is the real steal here. The prices on the Apple Watch can vary wildly, and some models exceed $1,500, but that is all purely cosmetic, as the casing or bands is really what you're paying for. Functionally, all models of the Apple Watches are the same, so you can choose between stainless steel or aluminum, and also from sport band or the ultra luxurious Hermes bands if you're really just feeling yourself and have excess money laying around. Also, the Series 4 is slightly thinner, coming in at 10.7mm thin versus 11.4mm thin, and you can actually notice the difference on day-to-day use on your wrist. The digital crown also had a slight rework and now has haptic feedback, so the scrolling between menus, you will notice small ticks and vibrations, which I absolutely love. I feel it gives me more control over what I'm doing through the menus. Internally is where we will notice bigger gains. The Series 4 now rocks the 64-bit dual-core S4 processor with a W3 wireless chip versus a dual-core S3 processor with a W2 wireless chip integrated inside of the Series 3, which translates to speeds up to twice as fast as the Series 3, but make no mistake, the Series 3 is no slouch. It can definitely hold its own. You'll probably just notice apps open up a bit quicker and better fluidity working between the menus. The Series 4 also has the neat EKG feature that I reviewed earlier, which you should totally check out, and also the fall detection. Both of these I'll brush up later on in this video. We also have an improved accelerometer and gyroscope on the Series 4, which all helps aid accurate fitness readings, EKGs, and is used in the fall detection feature. Both can be connected in cellular, and both carry an 18-hour battery, but from my past experiences, depending on how you use it, I normally squeeze out about 3 days worth of battery with moderate use if I'm not using the watch heavily. Do be warned, doing 3G calls on just the Apple Watch drains your battery incredibly fast. faster than some dudes' batteries be draining with their partners during sexy times. Avoid phone calls on the Apple Watch. Like, if you have your phone connected, like, that's fine. It's primarily using the phone battery. I'm talking about leaving your phone home and calling up your sides with just the watch. Now, tech specs are one thing, but it's about translating tech into real world and how we interact with it that really matters. Hands down, I live with my Apple Watch on my wrist at all times besides when I go to bed. This product has become a part of me, as many Apple Watch users can relate. Having my Apple Watch off my wrist feels like I lost a son, bruh, no joke. You don't really notice all it does for you, but it not only can save you time, but it also has some features that benefit your health. Apart from being a watch, which I'm sure you've probably figured out by now, this is like having a backup gym partner when your friend bails on you because he's busy, but really he's chilling on his couch playing Black Ops 4. Setting workouts on goals on the Apple Watch is a breeze, and I love how it reminds you to get your ass up and move. Yo, speak of the devil, I kid you not, precisely at this moment that I wrote this segment for the script, my Apple Watch nudged me, telling me to stand up. Yo, that's crazy. When you're at the gym, the Apple Watch is the perfect companion. You can set competitions with your friends, start workouts, set goals for yourself, and even check your heart rate. There's just so much to uncover with the watch's fitness abilities. There are several different kinds of workouts ranging from swimming to yoga to hiking. Man, you name it. For the fitness tracking alone, I'd say pick up a Series 4. You won't regret it. Not necessarily useful, but definitely cool feature is the new Walkie-Talkie introduced in watchOS 5. It's what you'd expect it to be. You find a friend who also has an Apple Watch and first send them an invitation. They then accept your invite, and now you two can freely send each other voice memos back and forth. Be careful where you are though. If you're in a quiet place and your friend sends you a vulgar voice message, then you're SOL. Here's a quick demonstration of how it works. Hey man, so I'm just trying to try out the new feature, the Walkie-Talkie feature on watchOS 5.
Bruh, what do you want?
Well, I mean, I thought we agreed earlier that we would test this feature out.
Bruh, do something for me real quick.
Oh yeah, man, what's up? What's going on?
Shut the fuck up.
One amazing aspect of your Apple Watch is how it interacts with the Apple ecosystem so seamlessly. Get a text from mom, reply straight from the Apple Watch. Telemarketers driving you crazy, decline an unknown number instantly from the watch. Bae sent you some nudes on the snap, sight boy, gotta pull out your phone for that one. But in all seriousness, it's amazing what the watch can do, and a surprising companion to your Apple Watch are AirPods. AirPods and the Apple Watch are soulmates. The Series 4 comes with 16 gigs of storage, so if you have an Apple Music subscription, you can download songs onto the watch so long as your Apple Music subscription stays active. You then pair your AirPods to the watch and you're ready for a workout or a light jog. It's incredible. Answer calls with just your watch and AirPods. I know I bashed on the whole cellular thing, but it is an important aspect to mention for those who disagree with me and find the cellular feature useful. Fall detection is another feature you actually have to turn on. It is not set up by default. So when Apple introduced this feature on stage, they mentioned some of the anatomy of the human body and the movements as humans make when we're actually falling. Something about our center of mass and our hips jerk and our arms move forward to cover the fall, or something along those lines. Point is, the fall detection is quite hard to trick. This may sound like a feature only useful to old people, but you'd be mistaken. Imagine squaring up with your arch nemesis and you ate the hands, bruh. Just think about that. Let's also assume your boy's not loyal and dipped when they saw your jaw getting dropped. What you gonna do when you're unconscious? Chances are your Apple Watch detected that your ass got beat, aka you fell, and will notify you that you fell. It will then begin a timer for 10 seconds, and if you don't clear the notification saying you're okay, your emergency services and emergency contact info you put into your health app will be called so that someone can come rescue you after you caught that quick fade. It's a dumb example, but it goes to show how far technology has come to protect you. Not only elderly people fall, bruh, it could happen to you too. Speaking of life-saving technology, the Series 4 comes equipped with optical heart sensors so that you can perform an ECG test to monitor the health of your heart and check for atrial fibrillation. This feature was demoed and tested on a previous video, so head over to that video after this one to check that out. So Some of the features not too well known is that you can use your watch for Apple Pay, so buying things makes you look like you came from the year 3005, set alarms, set a timer, and even take a picture straight from your Apple Watch. Yup, you heard me, except it's a less conventional way. For group photos where you don't want to hurt your loner friend's feelings and exclude him or her from the pic, you can actually just set your phone propped up against something, open the camera app on your Apple Watch, which opens the camera app on your phone automatically, and now you can set a timer straight from your watch for 5 seconds or whatever, and boom, picture taken. No feelings hurt, hashtag gang gang, hashtag all my bros eat. There's just way too much to go over on the Apple Watch. You have no idea. This video could go on for a whole 2 hours, but 1, I'm hungry, and 2, I don't know how much longer I can keep this hype up before I crash and knock out. Now listen, I love Apple and tech, but I will share my criticism when it comes needed. But yo, go check it out and go get a Series 4. It's a fantastic upgrade from the Series 3, especially with the bigger screens, which gives you so much information on the new watch faces. You'll come to see that once you get a Series 4, it's hard to live without it. It's a small piece of tech that does so much for you on a daily basis without you even fully realizing everything it does for you. I'm not gonna lie, when the Apple Watch first came out, I really thought it was gimmicky. What else was it besides a notification machine and watch? But boy, have things changed now. My only concern is what Apple can do next to the Apple Watch. They have nailed just about everything on this device. I guess what I would love to see is maybe better support for apps like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and maybe extend battery to, I would say, maybe 5 days. I think that'd be dope, but it's a long shot. Well guys, we have approached the end of this video and I have some really exciting news for you. This channel has exploded in just a matter of 3 months, and I cannot thank you enough. As a token of appreciation for my 1,000 subscriber special, I'll be hosting a giveaway for, drumroll, AirPods. Yeah, you heard it here. One lucky subscriber will win some AirPods to unbox this Christmas. I also mentioned how much I love AirPods and actually have a video on them, which you should also check out. For this giveaway, all you have to do is 3 things. Number 1, subscribe to the channel. Number 2, destroy that like button. And number 3, comment down below what social media site you prefer. And whichever one it is, make sure to add me or follow me on it so you can be up to date on who wins the AirPods giveaway. Whether it be Facebook, Instagram, if you still use a MySpace for some reason, I don't care. Just let me know which site you prefer, or if you don't like social media at all, that's fine too. Just tell me down below. Once the channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, the giveaway will end and a lucky winner will be chosen. Good luck to all again. And I can't thank everyone enough. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little more about the Apple Watch Series 4, and also let me know if you want to pick one up. So excited for my future plans on this channel, and I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one.